A correction to part of the high-speed recap I brought you yesterday. I pointed to what looked like a disparity between the 5G download speeds being touted by Verizon and Apple. I had thought that Verizon was claiming a peak speed of 4 gigabits down, while Apple was only claiming 3.5. Though I watched twice, I apparently missed the same thing both times. It's Jake Robb pointed out to me on Twitter that Apple does say it's hit 4 gigabits down on Verizon's millimeter wave 5G here in the States. Thank you, Jake, for pointing that out. Everybody else, I'm sorry for the error. Let us never speak of it again.
This is Mac OS Ken.
The carrier wars are back on. Counterpoint seems to expect a super cycle and new Macs on the horizon. It's Thursday, the 15th of October, 2020. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. SimpliSafe's got everything you need to protect your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security. That's no contracts, no high-pressure sales, no hidden fees, and no installation crew. You install it yourself. Placing my sensors and keypad couldn't have been simpler. Just peel and stick the sensors exactly where you need them. No technician required. Now, on the other side, professional monitoring keeps watch day and night, ready to send police, fire, or medical help if there's an emergency. All of that starting at $15 a month, plus free shipping, free returns, and even a 60-day money-back guarantee. U.S. News & World Report named it the best overall home security of 2020. But please, check them out for yourself. Head to SimpliSafe.com/MacOSKen and get a free HD camera for macOS Ken listeners. That's SIMPLI, SimpliSafe.com/MacOSKen to make sure they know you heard about it here. SimpliSafe.com/MacOSKen. And a big thanks to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's show. You know who believes in the iPhone 5G supercycle? Verizon and AT&T, apparently. Bloomberg ran a report Wednesday saying that those two carriers are giving away free iPhone 12s to customers who sign up for unlimited plans and trade in old phones. I had free in quotes, by the way. Caveats aplenty for the free phones. According to Bloomberg, the free offer... See, they don't have it in quotes. The free offer is available on the $799 iPhone 12, but not on the $699 mini, the $999 Pro, or the $1099 Max, according to the carriers. While all of the companies require a qualifying trade-in device and an unlimited plan, AT&T is offering free iPhones to both new and existing customers. Verizon is only offering free iPhones to new customers. Existing Verizon customers can get a new iPhone for $15 a month if they qualify. T-Mobile, the nation's only other top-tier carrier since the merger with Sprint, T-Mobile is also offering a promotion. Bloomberg says Big Fuchsia is offering 2 iPhone 12 Pros for $100 each to new customers with trade-ins. It's also selling the new iPhone for half off with a trade-in. Not sure why Bloomberg didn't talk about the T-Mobile contract, because boy howdy, there is one. The Uncarrier site says get 2 iPhone 12 Pro devices and 2 lines of unlimited 5G data for $100 a month via monthly bill credits. And it's for well-qualified customers. And if you cancel, you have to pay out the rest of the cost of the phones. And for an uncarrier, they sound fairly carrier, don't they? I really enjoyed paying no attention to the carriers for the past couple of years. Gonna miss that. Anyway, carriers see iPhone 5G pulling people in. Now, believing right along with the carriers is Counterpoint Research. That firm says iPhone 12 is set to crush it. Interestingly, that's an assertion Counterpoint made before iPhone 12 was announced, putting out its press release hours before the high-speed event. Quoted in the release, research director Jeff Fieldhack, who said, "There is significant pent-up demand for iOS subscribers putting off upgrades until these 5G devices launch. In addition, options for display sizes and price points will help drive sales. Also benefiting Apple, this smartphone refresh will be greater efforts by global mobile operators to upgrade the iOS installed base to 5G. In countries where 5G has begun to roll out, operators will have significant monetary incentives to migrate LTE iOS subscribers to their near-empty 5G networks. Look for significant promotional offers, especially in 5G rollout countries. The U.S. is likely to see its most competitive marketing wars in years, which will benefit Apple. European carriers will also see elevated levels of marketing, but China is not expected to be as aggressive." Man, if you didn't know that release came before the high-speed event, you wouldn't believe it. The firm goes on to forecast that Apple's October through December 2020 lineup sales will exceed the iPhone 11 family's September through December sales by 1%. This growth is despite a delayed launch in 2020, where Apple's new lineup will see 0 sales in September and also miss much of October sales. iPhone 12 is expected to be the biggest seller of the four. Still, it would be interesting to know whether Counterpoint holds that forecast, with iPhone 12 mini and iPhone 12 Pro Max pushed later into the year. It's interesting that Counterpoint thinks consumers in China will miss out on aggressive carrier promotions for iPhone 12. Coincidentally, a lot of them seem to have missed the high-speed event. Maybe all of them. Apple Insider ran a piece Tuesday saying that for some unknown reason, big video platforms that have carried Apple events in the past and that were expected to carry the high-speed event on Tuesday did not. While the presentation was apparently available internationally through Apple's site and its YouTube page, the video stream was cut by major Chinese video platforms such as Tencent and Bilibili. I guess that's how you pronounce that. Now, what I can't tell from that story is whether anybody in China was able to watch. A piece from Apple Terminal indicates that they were not. For Chinese viewers, the piece says Apple was offering a live stream via Chinese streaming platforms such as Tencent, Weibo, and others. The Apple Insider piece said it isn't clear why the live stream was not made available in China, and no further details could be found. You know, those would be neat things to have. And what, one wonders, did the analysts think of Tuesday's event? Well, this one wonders anyway. Philip Elmer DeWitt at Apple 3.0 has done his usual thing, gathering notes to clients while he may. No one he tracks changed their ratings, and almost nobody changed their price targets. 2 did, though. Jefferies analyst Kyle McNeely and Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty. Starting with McNeely's McNote. We like that millimeter wave was included in all 4 iPhone 12 devices in the U.S. Further, we're already seeing evidence that carrier device subsidies are set to increase. We continue to see a robust 5G iPhone upgrade cycle driven by 1, the aging installed base of devices ready for refresh, 2, a big industry marketing push behind 5G, 3, increased carrier device subsidies, 4, 5G product differentiation, 5, wider worldwide smartphone penetration, and 6, expanded mid-range offerings. McNeely has a buy rating on Apple shares. He used his note to up Jeffrey's price target on the shares from $135 to $140. As for the Hube, the COVID-driven fact that we haven't been able to just drop by an Apple store and pick up a phone has demand bursting at the seams in her estimation. Plus, the Mac and iPad are getting stronger and services are staying strong because, did I mention, COVID-19. Huberty's got an overweight rating on Apple shares. She used her note to raise her price target on the shares from $130 to $136. Her bull case on the shares, everything going as well as it possibly can. Her bull case on the shares is $171. And all the other analysts kind of stayed where they were. It's not free iPhone 12 cool, but Apple is offering something free for people who pick up its hardware. 9to5Mac says folks who buy certain new stuff will get a 3-month free trial of Apple Arcade. That's in addition to the 1-year free trial of Apple TV Plus still being offered. Starting on the 22nd of October, the piece says, new purchases of an iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple TV, or iPod Touch now come with 3 months free of Apple Arcade, Apple's game subscription service, which includes more than 100 games. Before today, Apple offered a single month free of Apple Arcade for new signups. Interestingly, even the free trials can take advantage of family sharing. That means time for as many as 5 other people to fall in love with a service for which you'll end up paying. But they'll love it and you love them. YOLO, yo. Signs of new Macs on the horizon. I mean, we knew new Macs were on the way, but we've got stronger indications now, thanks to the spoilers at the Eurasian Economic Commission. Apple Must says the EEC database shows 8 previously unreleased Macs, a mix of desktops and laptops. The piece says all of the machines are listed as running Big Sur. With such a wide range, Apple Must says we may be looking at both Intel and Apple Silicon-based MacBooks and MacBook Pros, which is broadly in line with predictions the company will introduce new models of both. So maybe a November event? More news in a moment, but first a word from BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. Finding a counselor can be difficult, especially these days when we're trying to stay physically away from people. The process is better with BetterHelp. You answer a survey about yourself, talk about the issues you want to work on, and a few questions about the kind of counselor you want to work with. BetterHelp takes that information, then looks through the thousands of licensed professionals with which it works to find the right person for you. Now, sometimes they get that wrong. If they do, changing counselors is both easy and free. So many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. That's somebody you can work with over voice, text, video, chat. Could be the help you're looking for in the manner most comfortable for you. If you need help, give BetterHelp a try. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/macOSken. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that is BetterHelp, HELP, betterhelp.com/macOSken. One more time, it's betterhelp.com/macOSken. And a big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. Apple has released iOS 14.1, iPadOS 14.1, and tvOS 14.1 to support new devices. Then Apple unreleased those updates. The update seemed to have hit sometime on the 13th. Late in the day Tuesday, Apple Insider posted an update to the story on its tvOS release, saying after a brief availability, the update appears to have been pulled. An update file remains on Apple servers but is no longer being hosted to users. A graphic reflecting the availability of the update still exists and is posted in the forums. Anyway, it was. By Wednesday morning, Apple Insider had posted the same update to both the story about tvOS and the one about iOS and iPadOS, saying the tvOS 14.1 and iOS 14.1 updates were briefly and inadvertently published on the main release channel. A source inside Apple corporate not authorized to speak on behalf of the company told Apple Insider overnight. Now, for a release that seems to have stuck, MacRumor says Apple has let fly with the third public betas of iOS 14.2 and iPadOS 14.2. Standing tall among the newness, a Shazam button for the control center, and new emoji. If you don't care about music recognition, Apple's not forcing the Shazam button on you. Rather, the piece says the function can be added to the control center through the control center options in the Settings app. And if you don't care about new emoji, who hurt you? No telling when iOS and iPadOS 14.2 will be out to the masses. I mean, you heard what happened to iOS 14.1, right? If you want to get in on the beta action, info awaits at beta.apple.com. Hey, did you know you can't set HomePod to wake you with a song? I honestly thought I just couldn't figure out how to do it, but apparently it can't be done. Yet. MacRumors ran a piece Wednesday saying that functionality is coming soon. Really weird that it can't do that already. I mean, you can set your iPhone to wake you with a song. Never tried it, but I assume you can do it with an iPad as well, and probably an iPod Touch. Anyway, you will be able to do that with HomePod soon, as long as the feature makes it out of beta. According to the report, changes uncovered by MacRumors in the latest HomePod beta software reveal that Apple Music subscribers will soon be able to do just that. The beta software includes a revised interface for adding alarms to HomePod in the Home app that provides a choice of playing a tone or media as the alarms sound. I seriously thought it was just me. And finally today, I know we saw this happening in dribs and drabs, but Apple has made it official. The Cupertino company sent out emails this week letting users know that the HD Disney movies they bought from Apple have been upgraded to 4K HDR. According to the email I got, whether you bought them on iTunes or the Apple TV app, your HD Disney movies have been visually enhanced to 4K HDR at no extra charge. Now, when they say Disney, they mean all of it. The art at the top of the email features films from Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, and of course, Disney films from Disney. Coming up in a few minutes, I didn't forget to call anybody this time. They just forgot to call me. Still, the show must go on, right? As must the conversation. I got quite a bit of feedback about this week's high-speed event. I will share that with you in a few minutes, wherever you get podcasts or on YouTube, youtube.com/KenRay. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Get a free HD camera when you order an all-new system at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. We will talk again tomorrow. Until then, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.